Speaking of back, baseball is back. Well, nearly. A brand new season of Lehigh Valley IronPigs baseball returns officially to the Service Electric Network this coming Tuesday, April the 5th, when the Pigs open up a 6-game set against Columbus. To help us get ready for a brand new season of IronPigs baseball over at Coca-Cola Park, let's welcome Doug Heater into our SEN studios. Doug, baseball only days away, and this season for the IronPigs, a return to the old scheduling format. Last year we saw the same teams over and over and over again. Much more variety this year. I have to believe that excites guys like you covering the team full time.
Yeah, listen, it was rough last year. Doing a 6-game series, number one, against the same teams you've seen. The other thing was, without a postseason, you could only pretend so long that the games mattered, and it was tough. This year, it's a lot more, it's a lot different. It's a breath of fresh air, new manager, new everything. The other thing that's cool about the first series is you've got a former IronPig and Andy Tracy coming in as the manager. You only see Columbus once. It's 6 games. It's risky because the weather could potentially be a problem. But we haven't seen Columbus in, 3 seasons? The Guardians organization. I caught myself there. But no, this is an exciting time, especially with not starting with Rochester or Worcester or somebody like that.
So the Columbus Clippers, AAA affiliate of, yes, the Cleveland Guardians, will kick things off. 150-game regular season schedule, 75 games to be played at Coca-Cola Park. Let's dig into some players to watch, Doug. And we're speculating here. No official roster has been released from the Lehigh Valley IronPigs just yet. We're speculating based on Phillies training camp and who we think is going to be playing at CCP this season. Let's start with an offensive player you've got your eyes on this year.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident. Again, a lot of speculation on this one, but I feel pretty confident that this particular player will be back. We saw him blossom last year. Offensive player to watch. Now, listen, you could think of Moniak. Moniak's probably with the Phillies. Scott Kingery will be with the Pigs, but he didn't have a great year. We're going to talk about Derek Hall as our offensive player to watch. Here's the reason why. First of all, Hall put up great numbers. Now, when I say this, work with me here. 100 strikeouts last year in 120 games. That's his best ratio ever. 400 at-bats, only 100 strikeouts. Led the team with doubles, 27. Led the team with runs scored, 46. Second on the team behind Moniak with 14 homers, and second on the team behind Moniak with 60 RBIs. At Coca-Cola Park, he had 27 doubles, 8 of his 14 home runs, and 34 of his 60 RBIs. The best thing about long ball Hall is even though he wasn't hitting home runs early on, he had the ability to be more disciplined at the plate and spray the ball the opposite way. They put a violent shift on him, and he at times was starting to hit in the other direction. He still has pull power, has that ability, but the fact that he was able to spray the ball the opposite way is big. I expect Derek Hall to be here in this lineup at first base, and I think you're going to see even more power numbers, and those strikeouts continue to go down.
Derek Hall, that kind of middle-of-the-order left-handed bat that you need to kind of continue to move through the lineup. And you mentioned his ability to go the other way. That's what guys have to do when those big-time shifts come into play. But we saw in some of the clips there, he's a guy who has the ability to even hit through that shift at times. Hit a couple of grand slams, both coming in the month of August a season ago. So that's an offensive player to watch. How about on the pitching side of things? Who's an arm you've got your eye on this year?
Well, last year it was awfully tough, and everybody knows that Spencer Howard was the guy to watch last year, and of course he got traded. So why not talk about the guy that they traded for to get him in sense of trading Spencer Howard, and that's Hans Kraus. He was acquired, of course, in that trade for Spencer Howard. Kraus spending all of last season with the Reading Fightin' Phils. Now, he played a little bit, pitched a little bit with Lehigh Valley, but that deal was with the Rangers when they got rid of Howard, Kevin Gowdy, and Josh Geshner. Now, here's what's nice about Kraus. Fastball tops out around 98 to 99 miles an hour. He's got a great frame, a slender, lean, very awkward at times, but very, the ball's coming all over the place with elbows and arms when you're that tall. Slider, changeup, his other 2 pitches. 2 games with the Phillies last year, didn't do so well. 7 total innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, a couple of homers. But in 6 games with Reading, 2-2 with a 29 and 2/3 innings, 24 hits, 12 walks, 38 strikeouts. Started the game for the Pigs late in the season, 4 1/3, 5 hits. The long ball was an issue, gave up a home run, but he struck out 6. Now, he's originally a second-round pick of the Texas Rangers, but he is most likely going to be the opening day starter for Lehigh Valley. They're looking for a young arm. I think Hans Kraus can be that Spencer Howard this year, but maybe an even better upside.
Currently ranked as the number 6 prospect in the Phillies system, a guy who had bone spurs, put him on the shelf for most of 2019. He sat out all of 2020, so still relatively young in terms of his professional development. Would be excited to see him as the opening day starter coming up next Tuesday. How about a breakout candidate, Doug? Maybe a name off the radar for fans to keep an eye on this season.
Well, I think this is a guy that's way off the radar because there's a lot of guys. That Pigs roster last year, outside of a few of those guys, wasn't very good, and Reading had some standout players, but this is way off the radar because he wasn't even in the country till late in the season. And I'm talking about Simon Muzziotti, who had visa issues that kept him out of the U.S., that kept him in Venezuela. Now, in 4 games with the Fightins, that's right, he only played 4 games with Reading. He hit .313, 5 for 16 with a couple of doubles, knocked in 6. He started his pro career with the Phillies in Jersey Shore, also only 4 games, hitting .412 with 2 doubles and 3 knocked in. In 20 minor league games combined last year, that's 3 levels, because he played a little bit with Lehigh Valley. He hit .296 with 4 doubles, a triple, and 12 knocked in. He is a contact hitter, a top of the order, table setter kind of guy. Struck out only 11 times in 71 at bats, and he drew 9 walks. Muzziotti most likely will be the opening day starter in center field, and it'll be exciting. That's, of course, with Moniak's with the big league club, but it'll be exciting to see what he can do in a full season here at Lehigh Valley facing AAA pitching.
We talked about Derek Hall being that middle of the order bat that you need. Muzziotti has the makings of that top of the order table setter that you need to have an effective offensive lineup. All right, so we're talking about on the field stuff. Before I let you go, Doug, let's go off the field a little bit. We know part of the allure of minor league baseball, particularly here in the Lehigh Valley, is the fun stuff off the field. Give us some promotions you've got your eye on this season.
I have 3. Now, I love the pint glass. That's my big thing. So there's a pint glass giveaway. It is yet to be determined what's on said pint glass, but that's going to be on August the 12th. Also in May on the 24th, it is Legends Night. Now, last year we had Mitch Williams. They've had Larry Boa. Looking forward to a guest legend. Every year it's great to talk to a former Philly. We had a chance to sit down and do a 30-minute sit-down with Boa a couple of years ago and talk to Mitch Williams last year. But what I'm looking forward to especially is in the first homestand, Friday night, which is the 8th, Meatloaf Tribute Night. Now, not the food.
No?
Meatloaf, who has just passed away this year, one of my favorites ever. Saw him twice, once at Stabler way back in the 90s, and a few years back at the Sands Event Center, now Wind Creek. Looking forward to Meatloaf Tribute. Classic, not a bad song from the big man.
Love it. Meatloaf Tribute Night coming up this Friday. That's Doug's promotion to watch. For me, it's Star Wars Night, May 28th.
Of course.
Calendar's already marked.
Didn't want to take that one away from you.
I appreciate that. Meatloaf Night coming up this Friday, part of that opening 6-game series against Columbus, and we will have all 6 games for you live right here on the Service Electric Network. You see days and start times on your screen right now. Don't forget, Doug and Mike Ventola have Inside the Pigpen 35 minutes before first pitch each and every night. Opening night brought to you by Service Electric. Some other promotions to look forward to as part of the opening series. Thursday is happy hour throughout the course of the entire regular season. Thursdays are always happy hour. In conjunction with Meatloaf Tribute Night on Friday. It's also Friday Night Fireworks. And Saturday, the Pigs will be taking the field with their Bacon USA uniforms before Sunday. Kids Run the Bases rounds out that opening 6-game series against Columbus. Again, getting underway this coming Tuesday with all 75 Iron Pigs home games to be seen live right here on the Service Electric Network.